Hello again, my name is Gabe Zolna. This is the 24th of March 2018. If you've been following me for the last, 3 or 4 days, I posted a series of videos and I talked about the opioid deaths in Vermont, Massachusetts, and Connecticut. Well, now I'm going to add Colorado. I'm going to attach a link to an article and a video. It's posted by the Coloradan. A hidden horror. Heroin deaths rise in Colorado. Heroin and opioid-related overdose deaths have quadrupled in Colorado since 2002. You think your governor cares? Huh? I don't. You think the state legislators care? I don't. You know what they care about? The money. There's an embedded video you want to listen to. It's of Rebecca Winchester and Piper Harris share their experience with opiates. Rebecca Winchester doesn't need to listen to people talk about heroin and prescription opiate addiction to understand its far-reaching effects. She needs only to remember the night she almost died of an overdose in a friend's Fort Collins bathroom. 9 years after that near-death experience, the 35-year-old Loveland resident remains painfully acquainted with addiction's deadly toll. As she sifts through a small binder stuffed with wrinkled letters and old photos of friends and lovers alike, she utters a phrase no amount of practice makes easier, quote, "no longer with us," end of quote. She's lost track of the toll through the estimates, losing more than a dozen friends and loved ones to the deadly grip of opioid addiction. Quote, "It's terrifying to me," Worcester said, her voice tinged with frustration over the ignorance in places like Fort Collins of the prevalence of opioid and narcotic abuse. How about marijuana abuse? It is next door. It's everywhere. It's here. Quote, "You don't need to travel anywhere to get it. It is everywhere, and it's cheap and just readily accessible. And people aren't aware." The number of people who die each year from a heroin or opioid prescription painkiller overdose in Colorado quadrupled between 1999 and 2016, when 442 overdose deaths were reported. That trend follows a similar quadrupling of opioid prescriptions issued nationwide between 1999 and 2014, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. Here's the part I really get a kick out of. Politicians and public health experts across the nation have called this epidemic cause for greater concern to treatment and restricted access to drugs. Hey, so let me ask you a question. These politicians are so concerned about creating restricted access to drugs. What the fuck do you think marijuana is? What do you think that is? Huh? You don't think that's a drug? In Colorado, legislative proposals seek to establish a Center for Research of Opioid Prevention and Treatment and to create a medication-assisted treatment pilot program for opioid-dependent patients in Pueblo and Root counties. The Lemire County coroner noted 8 fentanyl, 9 heroin, and 14 prescription opioid deaths in 2016. Records from area healthcare providers show the number of people hooked on heroin has skyrocketed, and regional first responders now administer Noxicon, an anti-overdose drug known by its trade name of Narcan, hundreds of times annually. In the past, you had a picture in your mind of who a heroin addict was. Now we're getting teenage children that are doing it. What did I tell you, folks? Teenage children that are doing it, said Fort Collins Police Service Lieutenant David Pearson, who heads the Northern Colorado Drug Task Force. You're seeing the demographics of the heroin abuse change. There's a graph that you can take a look at. Folks, you want to read the rest of the article? I told you. They don't care. The Vermont legislator, the governor, the Massachusetts legislator, the governor, the Connecticut legislator, the governor, the Colorado legislator and governor, the California legislator and governor. And there's more. They don't care. All they want is the money. They don't care who they kill, as long as it isn't their own. Take a look at the link. Look at the graph. You let me know what you think. I'm certain I'll be making more videos on other states as the death toll numbers become readily available. Thanks for listening.